many people thought I was deaf. Every person, my speech was delayed. Hello guys, welcome to Insight Motivation. Today we are going to interview the boss himself, the founder of Ian Jackson Ventures. If they are into picture frames, videography, and then wallpaper installation. They're also into iPhones and then laptops selling. So if you are interested, contact them. They are doing promotion right now. Now we are coming to interview the boss himself. He's coming to share his personal experience and then how life is. His story has been titled The Journey of Becoming. The Journey of what? Becoming. Now, happy birthday, Ebenezer. Today you are celebrating the 21st birthday. And first of all, how does it feel? Okay, thank you so much. Nana K, thank you so much. Honestly, turning 21 was emotionally for me. Some people celebrate birthday because they are getting older, but I believe that life is not in duration, but it's in donation. Yeah, so I'm celebrating because every year reminds me of how far God has brought me. When I look at my back, I don't just see my age. I see survival, growth, and purpose over time. That's why I said life is not in duration, but it's in donation. Okay, so many people see the confident person you are today. Was life always like this? Okay, so for Ebenezer, I'm a young Ghanaian. First of all, you know my name already. So I'm a young Ghanaian who believes that everywhere you start doesn't determine where you will finish. I'm someone who has faced a lot of challenges from childhood, but I've learned to turn those challenges into opportunities and motivation.
Sure.
Into opportunities and motivation.
Sure.
I love leadership, education, productivity, hard work, and inspiring people to believe in themselves.
Sure.
Above all, I also believe every person has a purpose, no matter their background and in their circumstances.
Sure.
Yes. So no matter where you find yourself, or either in academics, anywhere, you should just believe that there is change in creation. And it is even in the Bible that there is a time for plantation and a time to growth. So I think there is a time where you have to sow a seed, and then there is a time where you have to harvest it. You invest into something right now so that you'll be able to harvest it later.
Sure.
Either in academics or finances. Do it.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So that is Ebenezer.
Okay. Many people see you the confident person you are today. Was life always
not at
like
all
this?
In fact, my life started very differently. My life started very differently. When I was very young, I couldn't speak clearly. My speech was delayed. And because of that, many people thought I was deaf. Imagine people deciding what your future would look like. Before you could even express yourself. How do you feel? For instance, when I was a kid, a friend of my father, whenever he sees me, he asks me how I'm doing. He said, Ebenezer Otidan, and I would say Toto. In order for him to tease me, he will laugh at me. But I didn't give up. Yes. Although there was a lot of things, I didn't give up. And thankfully to my mom, Aunt Abba, Charlotte Mensa, my mom never accepted that. She kept believing in me, and later a retired nurse helped me, raised me, and patiently worked with me until my speech feet became clear. So that's whereby I build my resilience. That no matter where you find yourself, people may tease you. So I've faced so many teases, especially when I was in SHS, and because I was the way I was kind of we will reach there. Oh my God, we will reach there. so that's how it is. And looking back now, I realized that my first battle wasn't in school. It was finding my voice. That experience taught me resilience before I even understood what resilience meant. Okay.
Okay, tell us about your family.
Sure. Okay, for my family, I was raised by a single mother who worked as a baker, and she had 5 children. We have 2 brothers. We had 2 brothers and then 3 sisters. I have 1 brother and then 3 sisters. The firstborn is Emanuela. Secondborn, I think there is no need for me to mention their names. So we have 3 boys, 2 boys and then 3 girls. Yeah. And she was a single mother. She raised us by herself. Then she was a baker. She had 5 children, and every day was a sacrifice. So growing up, money okay, let me talk. Growing up, money was very growing up, money was always a challenge. Money issues was always a challenge. Although we were working, but because she was taking care of 5 children at different levels, all the money was diverted into books. Yes.
Okay,
that's
so
how I think. And then in my family too, going to university wasn't something people expect.
Okay.
Wasn't something people expected because no one had ever attended university before. Even completing senior high school was once considered as a major achievement. Yet, my mother never stopped fighting for us. Everything she did was to make sure we had opportunities she had never had.
Okay. So when did you first realize that you had the leadership qualities?
Oh, good question. Okay. That happened in basic school when I was the head boy. I wasn't given the title. I wanted to influence people positively. One day, our sports teacher told me, if you join the athletics, many students will follow you. I accepted the challenge. To my surprise, I discovered another gift. I trained for about 3 months, competed with the best athletics. Yes, and then I eventually emerged as the first and then the best athletics in the district. That experience taught me something I will never forget. Leadership doesn't just influence people. Leadership helps you discover ability you never knew
became
you
more
had.
difficult for your family after that.
Okay, so that is leadership for me.
Things became more difficult for your family after that. Yeah.
Yes. When I was in my final year of junior high school, doctors advised my mother to stop baking because the heat was affecting her health and worsening her blood pressure. For 3 months, she was unable to work. Since we still needed to survive, she started a local shop. I'm sorry, I'm coming. So she started a local soap, what we call it Bonkrua. Everyone in the family did whatever they could to help. We weren't comfortable, but we refused to give up. Yeah, but eventually she had an accident where it turned into a lot of she had an accident when I completed GHS. Back then I suffered a lot. So this is how the whole thing began. When I completed the GHS, I took up construction work, and then so whilst I was working, our result came in, and and then one day when I came home, my mom was preparing local soap. Then the fire eventually the oil, the heated oil, the one we used to prepare Bonkrua, eventually poured onto the ground. So we have to, it's poured onto the ground. So my mom was close to it, and then some of them split onto her. And as a matter of fact, she got injured. And that is where, in the same day, I think a few days before that, my results came in there, my BEC results came in there. And I was really confused. I remember the money that I had, the money that I was having for school, which I gained from the construction work, all of them got, I spent it on the injury that my mom had. And I was to realize that money is nothing, because I was having about 500 cedis to 600 cedis. All the work I've done, that's the money I was able to gather. So that's back then. And in one day, all this money were spent on the injury. So I realized that life is somehow. Yes, life is somehow.
So this is the end of part 1. Let's move on to part 2.
Okay, so this is another part, right? Okay.
So earlier you mentioned that people once thought,
to be honest, school wasn't easy at all, because I started school late and had struggled with my speech. Sorry. To be honest, school was not easy at all, because I started school late and had struggled with my speech. I was academically behind.
Sure, you will be.
But for mathematics, I was okay with it. But I was academically behind.
Okay.
My English was really poor, and other subjects, the theory subject, because I didn't know how to read. My handwriting was really poor. And I wasn't one of the student teachers expected much from. Sometimes people see where you even end up. With the mathematics it was okay, but sometimes people will just see where you even end up. They know that this guy for English here, he can't get 70% or 60%. Yes.
So when the things,
they don't know where you started, although they don't know where you started, but that doesn't matter.
So when the things begin to change?
Yes. Okay. So everything changed when I got to primary 3. There was a teacher called Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry in AME Zion School. At the time, I thought he was the strictest teacher, or let me say, so yeah, he was really strict. Mr. J was really strict. So in the whole world, I thought he was the strictest teacher in the whole world. Yes. He would write a passage. There for me on a board to read. Now read it aloud. When I mispronounce a word, he will count in the word and used to cane me. If I'm to read a passage, I would take about 50 canes today. If I'm to read a passage, I would take more than 50 canes. And he would count my mistake. That is one by one. If maybe talk TALK, then I don't know how to. I wasn't able to pronounce it. How many letters are there? 4. He will use it to cane me. Yes, he will use it to cane me. So that really changed me. So as a child, I didn't enjoy it at all.
You don't enjoy it.
But today, when I look back, I understand what he was trying to do, because it's the canes wake me up from my sleep, and I started studying midnight.
Okay.
My sister was even surprised. So I started studying midnight. Then that changed everything.
Okay. Did you ever become
many times. We should have waited. As a child, all I knew was that I was being punished, but something unexpected happened. Instead of running away from books, I started chasing them. When I woke up in the midnight, my sister of mine, she's called Olivia, so she always wakes up, and then she'll be helping me out then. So I started chasing the books by heart. I didn't want to be caned again. So every night I began studying the passages before class. Oh yes, exactly.
Sorry.
At first, I was studying because I wanted to avoid punishment. Later, I started asking questions. Why is this word pronounced this way?
Sure.
Why is that word spelled differently?
Sure.
So always when you are studying, I was also asking myself, how do people become fluent by English or English? Sorry. How do people become fluent in English?
Sure.
My curiosity became bigger than my fear. Yes, my curiosity became bigger than my fear. So whenever you are studying and you start asking yourself questions, it helps you to become more curious than you are. And as a matter of fact, you see that you'll be able to be doing more researches. So this is for all the students who are watching me. Yes. So whenever you are studying, you should try to ask yourself why. Oh, yes. My elder sister already had the habit of waking up very early to study. One day, I decided that if she wake up at a certain time, I would wake up even earlier. And she was surprised. Every morning she would see me already awake and she would start laughing at me. But it changed a lot of things. Yeah, my results started changing. Yeah, my mom was really busy, so she wasn't able to. Oh, yeah, he taught me something bigger than English. He taught me discipline. People often think success comes from talent. For me, success started with discipline. The season changed the direction of my life. And I think if you want to become successful in life, you should be willing to be uncomfortable. Always, if you want to become successful in life, you should be willing to be uncomfortable.
Back now. That's Mr. David.
Absolutely. By the time I reached DHS, people started noticing leadership qualities in me. eventually I became the head boy.
Is that
Leading wasn't just about wearing the badge, but I was setting an example, and sometimes I even share sometimes I even share some.
Is that what eventually shaped your leadership qualities?
Quotations I preach in the assembly hall. Yes, I preach at the assembly hall with them, and then so people. I set an example there, and up to now, whenever they see me, they always call me, and I respond to them. Yes, my sports teacher believed that if I joined athletics, many students would follow because of the leadership. So I influenced them. Yeah, I accepted the challenge. To my surprise, I discovered another ability I didn't know then I had. So leadership has helped us to discover ourselves. Yes. That's a question many people ask me.
Alex,
and some people thought I had lost interest. The truth is, I made a difficult decision. Although athletics brought me recognition and awards, it couldn't take me to the school I wanted. So I asked myself questions, and if I keep chasing two dreams at the same time, what am I going to excel in? It's either I will drop from both, but I will excel in one part. So I decided to focus completely on academics, especially when I started watching NSMQ. Not at all. I genuinely love athletics. Sometimes I even wonder how far I could have gone if I had continued. Maybe I could have represented Ghana, or I could have represented Ghana some days. But life is about priorities, so you have to choose one thing. At the stage, education became my priority. At that stage, education became my priority. And
was that? It wasn't easy.
Oh yes, you see, a man named Mr. Akwa, he was my class teacher, and he was a teacher to my brother, my younger brother. So I was in the same class with my younger brother. Up to now, we are in the same class because we both have completed JHS. So a man named Mr. Akwa, he guided me through one of the most important seasons of my life. He introduced to me Dr. Mars Monroe's teaching. Dr. Mars Monroe. Listening to those messages completely transformed how I thought. I realized something powerful. The school I attend doesn't define your future. Your mindset does. So the man I'm talking about has written so many books on purpose, mindset, and leadership skills. But he's dead now, surprisingly. But his teachings has really influenced me, and I think so. I can see that when I realized that the school doesn't matter, but the mindset matter, I was eager. I got a grade 50 when I completed BC, but I was eager to go to the school I was given. That is the Efutu Senior High Technical School. Efutu Senior High Technical School is category C school, but I realized that since the mindset matter, we have to change the category. I have to change my mindset to category A mindset, and that really helped me a lot. So wherever you find yourself, if you want to reach somewhere, change your mindset to reach there, and automatically you will reach there by yourself. Because I remember whenever we come to classes at Anansi Education, Anansi sponsored my JHS. So whenever we come for classes at Anansi Education, and we have a test, you can see that there is competition. You can see that there is competition with me, or let me say coming. So you can see that there is competition between those from category A school and I. That realization changed everything. So I don't consider you. We should always try to. What I mean is that we should always try to change our mindset, and that will really help us. Oh, I stopped competing with my students around me. Instead, I competed with the best students I had ever met. Yes, I started competing with those people from Wesley Girls, from Infantipim, from Presec, Adesada College. That so is in my mindset. Not so. I realized that in Infantipim, even some people there, in some of these classes, so the last person might have maybe 90%, and I'm in a photo winning with 90%. So it means that I'm the last person at Infantipim. So I started changing that mindset, competing with myself. I always competed with myself, not competing necessarily with my colleagues in my school, because I always aim my mind to reach category A. Yes. So I wasn't trying to be the best in my class or the school, but it eventually came. I became the best student throughout my SHS life. And I didn't see it as achievement because that was not my main focus. But people were really praising me, and I thank God that I've changed some academic performance of people or some of the students because of my character.
Working after JHS?
During the break after HHS, I work construction sites. That period taught me how difficult life can be. I remember one day hearing the song "To Be a Man Now Wow." Yeah, hearing that song, it's really to be a man now wow. It really inspired me a lot, because we don't often listen to those music. But I was in a shop one time, then I heard that song, "To Be a Man Now Wow." Then I asked myself, what's the meaning of now wow? And that impacted leadership skills in me, that to be a man is not easy. You have to take responsibility. Yes, the season made me grow up mentally before going to school.
Looking back now, what advice would you give everyone?
Okay, so I want to share this with young people. This is the final thing I want to share with you. Your circumstances don't determine your future. Your mindset does. Look at me here. You may have many talents. You may have many dreams. But until your mindset changes, your life may not change. Believe in yourself. Stay disciplined. Be willing to sacrifice. And never stop learning. Because once your mindset changes, your life begins to change too.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Once your mindset changes, your life begins to change. By Nana Jackson Ebenezer. Once your mindset changes, your life begins to change. Hey, what a powerful message. If you are listening to me here, let me know what you've learned from this story in the comment section. Thank you very much for staying tuned. The next video is about the birthday wishes and then other things. Stay tuned. Note that Ian Jackson Ventures is doing promotion, and then stay tuned for it. DM us and we will contact you. We are leaving our contact in the screen, 0554880166. Contact us for all programs. Thank you. Bye bye.